to the Hollywood version of Get to Know Our Scientists. My name is Dan O'Connor. I'm Director of Business Development, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Neil Miller, one of our absolutely wonderful scientists. Neil?
Thank you very much, Dan. That's the first time you've ever given me a compliment.
Well, you know, it won't be the last. Why did you choose to come to Simulations Plus?
Apart from to work with you,
It's amazing.
I love the product so much. I've worked on them in the pharmaceutical industry for the best part of 10 years and I just wanted to get involved with helping develop the next versions of the software.
You look much older.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So what do you think the next version or the next development in modeling and simulation might be?
Are we talking specifically about GastroPlus?
Not necessarily. Just the adoption in the industry or your perspective of how it should be adopted?
I think we've got to make these tools easier for the user. They're getting more and more complicated. We're putting more and more in. And I know for a fact that a lot of the users are worried about what they've forgotten. So I think we need to develop the software such that it helps them do their job better. So we're developing complicated software. So we need to make that software help them do their job.
What's your background?
What is my background?
Yeah.
So my background is in drug metabolism and pharmacokinetics. So I worked in the pharmaceutical industry for just over 20 years in the DMPK group. I was a bench-side scientist generating the data, then a project coordinator talking about the data, and then I got to model the data. And that's when I really found a passion for modeling and simulation, first empirical and then physiologically based pharmacokinetic modeling, which led me here talking to you today.
What do you expect of the next version of GastroPlus? Your favorite product?
My favorite product indeed. So the next version is a completely redesigned version. So the UX experience, that user experience, will be completely different. Hopefully users will find it more logical. And we're spending a lot of time and effort, energy, and resource into the plotting feature as well. So the users will be able to understand their simulations a lot quicker and a lot more in depth.
What about other areas for GastroPlus to evolve within the drug development lifecycle?
I think if you look at our company, it's very well positioned in terms of the divisions covering all parts of the drug discovery and development continuum and all different modeling approaches. So the vision for all of our software products is to integrate them so they'll all talk to each other to leverage the knowledge and the functionality of the scientists.
You mentioned earlier that it's complex software. How does that not make it more complex?
It makes it more comprehensive.
Oh.
Is it necessarily more
I
complex?
don't know. It's up to you.
Time will tell.
Yeah, you're a 20-year veteran. I'm new in this. What do you think the most important improvement will be for the next generation of GastroPlus?
Helping new users up that learning curve quicker. So to make this the software platform more logical, so it's easier for them to get started. I think it's fair to say that it was quite daunting with the previous versions of GastroPlus to get going. So hopefully, as part of the redesign, it's a lot easier for new users to pick it up and to be able to use the software quickly.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that we've seen here, especially in the Hollywood division, is a growth of numbers of people joining our company. Where are we finding the talent to be able to help us grow our business and support our clients?
That's a very good question. Across the globe is the short answer. So we're moving more and more virtually. So we've got people all over Europe, just hired somebody in India. So we will go where the talent is. And as we can work virtually, we'll continue to do that. So yeah, we go where the talent is.
That's where the talent is. And you were in industry for a very long period of time. What is the challenge industry has from their perspective?
The challenge for them is keeping pace with the developments in the software. A lot of unless you have dedicated modeling resource, which a lot of pharmaceutical companies now have, if people take holidays in between when they're doing modeling, it's very easy then to keep up, to keep pace with the software. Mm-hmm. So they need to highlight individuals that are going to model as part of their day job, day in, day out, and also give them the training and support to make sure that they're at the cutting edge in terms of the application of the software.
We've seen an upsurge in the number of consulting opportunities to support our clients that also include software. In other words, that we're not just providing the data, but we're providing training as part of the consulting program. How is that changing the efficacy of tools within the drug companies?
We try to meet the needs of all of our clients, all of our customers, all of our users. So we have kind of a different model dependent on what their demands are. So for some companies, we will do all the consulting for them.
Mm-hmm.
For others, we will do some of the consultancy and work with them on a coaching. So it's really kind of fit for purpose in terms of how we work with them.
One of the other areas where we see an awful lot of activity is among the world regulators, FDA, EMA, pick an A, wherever you are. What would you say their goal is as it relates to modeling and simulation?
So they need to understand the models that are submitted to them. I think there was scientific literature a few years ago which showed that if the pharmaceutical companies weren't doing the modelling, then the regulatory agencies would. So that kind of kick-started the pharmaceutical industry into making sure that most of their submissions include modelling. So now the regulators need to be able to understand that modelling. So it's training them up, and as there is more and more modelling being submitted to them, having more and more modellers there. So it's working in partnership with them to train them so that they can assess the quality, they can verify those models and see that they do fit the purpose for which they're being applied to.
What would be the number one challenge for someone attempting to bring in modeling and simulation into an organization that might not yet be using it?
They would need to demonstrate that they're going to recoup the money that they're going to invest in it. So it's not just a toy for the scientists to play with, that it is going to either reduce cycle times. It's going to reduce the number of animals studies that are carried out. So they need to see that impact. And having worked within the industry, you do, if you have a license, when that license is up for renewal, you will need to justify those numbers again and show the impact that the tool has had in the progression of the projects.
Tell me a little bit about some of the user feedback that you've had as it relates to the things that you've done on behalf of Simulations Plus.
We get a lot of user feedback in various different formats. So we work very closely with the Pharma GastroPlus user group. So there they'll give us feedback, and if they know that we're working on a new version, they will run a survey within that group to prioritise the features they'd like to see in our products. We also work individually with companies, and so when you're working with them on consultancy, you get that, it would be nice if it did that suggestion. And then when you're coaching people as well, there'll be feedback there. We are listening all of the time, however we're working with people, to hear how we can improve the software, both in terms of functionality and usability.
Mm-hmm. If you were coming out of school today, long ago for you, of course, if you were coming out of school today and were looking for an opportunity to work with a company, why might you consider joining us?
Why might I consider working
at
Simulations Plus?
Just had my doctorate, looking to join a company. Why come here?
Why not? Would be the simple question. But why would I? Well, if you like working with good people and you like having fun at work and also having impact, there's no better place than here. There's a great bunch of individuals, and we do have impact. We work with regulatory agencies, we work with pharmaceutical industries. You'll get that exposure. You will work with so many different people that kind of really boosts the learning curve. So every day is a school day at Simulations Plus. You're learning all of the time, which I certainly do appreciate. Mm-hmm. So working with people like yourself and learning day by day. And each day you think you know what you're going to do, but at the end of the day you look back, that's not the day that you've had, but you've always learned and you've always made an impact.
Mm-hmm. You have millions of people looking on you today, on you. What do you have to say to them about your experience here at Simulations Plus?
I've been here nearly 2 years and I can't believe it. The time has flown by. I've enjoyed every minute of it and it's been a pleasure working with you.
Wonderful. Nice to meet you, Neil.
Again, Dan.
Neil.